Oh, 49er faithful. For anyone that did remain faithful throughout that amazing freaking win by the 49ers, I hope you were with me. I couldn't take the negativity that was happening around me. I couldn't take the negativity that I had on my phone. I couldn't take the negativity that was happening on Twitter. Lo and behold, the negativity was wrong. Those people that thought we were done are wrong. Those people who didn't think we could win this game are wrong. Let's freaking go, 49ers. What an amazing win. I mean, let's face it, when we break this game down, it's not going to be pretty. Archie lost a lot of hair in that one. Archie, me too. You know, I had a full head of hair. You can check my previous videos, but now it's gone. Chester Gray losing a couple years off your life. Yeah, I'm sure I got some gray hairs in here and, you know, all sorts of things happening with that. Gerson, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I never lost faith. I never lost faith. Yes, Karthik stayed positive for that entire game. Unbelievable. I don't fault the people who were upset and who thought that we weren't going to pull that one out. I honestly, I can't fault you. That was stressful. That was very, very stressful. Texas Niner, yes, my blood pressure was blowing up. Had to go for a walk. Came back for the final OT drive. What a drive it was. Kittle gets the game ball. Kittle gets the game MVP. He's hobbling on one leg at the end of that game. And still, George Kittle with the clutch passes on that drive. Brandon Ayuk with the clutch touchdown reception. That extension, tiptoeing the line. Oh my goodness, 49er faithful. I am flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. Archie, I'm with you. Amazing win. John, let's go. Great game. Great game, very stressful, very poor on different sides of the ball at different points in time, but a win, a big win, Vicky says. A big, big win. James coming in, great play call by Kyle, not Jimmy. That was play design. I don't care who you attribute the success to. It was success. Chester Gray, yes, Brandon Ayuk with the game winner. Pirate, ugly game, but a win is a win. It goes up in the win column. 7-6, the 49ers are now firmly in the 6th seed. Whoop, whoop, woot. Yes. Bosa should have had 4 to 5 sacks. He was lights out on defense. Did end with 2, as Matt points out, but created all sorts of pressure, all sorts of mayhem. He was inches away from swatting that ball on a regular basis, and you know that Joe Burrow felt that pressure, that he reacted to that pressure. Kittle dominated. Yes, he did. Moses Martinez, how was the cornerback play? What's up, Rob? I lost my voice yelling at the defensive backs, especially Thomas. A couple of costly 5-yard penalties. I wasn't beating him up over those. Moses, I'll be interested to hear what you think about it, how he played elsewhere aside from those penalties. Yes, they were killer. Yes, they came at the exact wrong time. And for a rookie, you know, I don't know if I can say that it's all that shocking to have that happen, right? Chris Royal coming in. Epic battle. I was on the team that thought Jimmy was going to figure out a way to flop. Guess I was wrong. It takes a big man to admit when you are wrong, Chris. Hey, I don't think you were alone there. I think a lot of people thought that the 49ers were going to give up that game. A lot of people were getting down. Chester Gray admits it. I lost faith. Got to be honest. I love the mea culpas. I love the people who are admitting that, yes, I lost faith and I was wrong because the Niners pulled this one out. Yes, submit. Jimmy haters, get a new team, pack your bags with the Bengals, get the F out, take Trey with you. I'm not going that far. I still want to see Trey. I still want to see snaps. But yes, Jimmy did deliver on the final drive. No doubt about it. Some of those throws were really, really clutch. Nathan Dickey, Kittle, only one with a pass. Good stuff. I don't know. There were a lot of contributors, a lot more minor than Kittle, but a lot of contributors. Leaving Ayuk with the balance and the awareness. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Beautiful sideline dancing and extension with the ball and holding on to maintain possession. Karthik says Rob was sick when the game went to overtime. This game took way too long to win, but hey, we still won. We champs today. Yes, we are. Bosa also beast. Lost 1 sack. He was a beast today, no question. What a game. Robin coming in. Love my hometown boy, Brandon Ayuk. Reno is so very proud of him. Reno should be proud of Brandon Ayuk with that effort. It was amazing. Thomas, me too, buddy. Thomas says, I think I had a mini stroke. I might have had several. I have twitches in my eyes now. Submit. Jimmy won this game twice. Hey, he had some mistakes too. I'm not going to gloss over it, but it was phenomenal the way they answered in that game. Karthik, Kittle got so many targets that game. His stats were phenomenal. Let's look up the end of game stats that we have in here. George Kittle, 13 receptions, 151 yards, an 11.6 yard per catch average with 1 TD. George M.F. Kittle. I know people were doubting. I know people were down, but we came back. We fought through that Niner faithful. Andrew coming in. Told you Ward was going to get a pick. Too bad it was recalled. Thomas had a bad game. Hey, a rookie game. That's what we need. The rookies need snaps. They need to progress. That's what we're saying about Trey. Why isn't it true for Thomas as well? Agree that those penalties were costly. Agree that Ward should have had that sack, but I'm not getting down on the rookie too badly. I'm not getting down on him too much because he was able to contribute to a defense that held the Bengals just enough to pull out this win. Chester, my wife had to put life back in me. I'm glad she was there. Smooth trucking. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Yes, indeed. That was very, very stressful, as Gerson rightfully points out. Tom coming in, this team giving me heart attacks. I know my heart is still beating like crazy. Chester Gray, your wife told him, she told him it wasn't over, and she was right. Moses coming in. Jimmy G showed me a lot. Clutch performance. Some very clutch throws. My camera doesn't like the white balance when it sees the reflection off this LIV. It blurs me out, but I don't care. I'll deal with it. I will deal with it. You get 4K whiteness here. All right. Amazing. Yes, indeed. John Kittle, MVP of the game. No question. Kittle was a freaking beast. Texas Niner getting the passes this game. Love it. B.A. Brandon Ayuk. Yes. I believe he was second with, 6 receptions, 62 yards, a 10.3 yard average, and that ever so critical touchdown at the end. Yes. Maurice, please give Ayuk flowers and please give him more targets like if it was week 1. Let's go, Matt says. I am fired up. That game was fantastic. We started out, capitalized on some of the errors. We're unable to put our foot on the Bengals' throats, allowed them to climb back into it. The defense had a couple of stretches where it didn't look like they could stop anything. But when the game came down to the end, came down to crunch time, the defense came through in the clutch, was able to hold the Bengals to a field goal in overtime, thus setting the stage for a victorious 49ers march down the field. Yes, the 49ers win this game. It is something to celebrate. J-Mouse saying, let's go. Kittle is the man. Jan coming in. Jimmy G area. People jumping back on the Jimmy train. Mike, game of the season. Cheers to the 49ers for pulling out what would have been a nightmare loss. Oh, I can tell. I can tell looking at my mentions on Twitter, the negativity that started to flow. Niner faithful were going to a dark place. You can sense it. They were going to a dark place that we were going to cough up a very winnable game. Texas Niner, haha, my 72-year-old mom just called me yelling. She's fired up. Everybody should be fired up. Gerson, we've got the 6th seed, baby. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Robert in the house. What's up, Rob? Let's go. Nice frickin' win. Karthik with Kittle. That man was carrying the team. Everything and anything. James pointing out on the defense, Bosa was definitely the MVP all over the field. All over it. It feels great, baby. Yes, it does, Frank. Woof. Leaving healthy. Kittle's a beast. I saw him limping there toward the end. My hope is that that is going to be minor, that Kittle is going to be fine for next week, because that sets up for a very, very important game against the Atlanta Falcons at home. Timothy can't believe that they won. That makes 2 of us, because I was faithful, but I was certainly nervous. I was nervous and inspired. Eli Nunez coming in. Burrow looks scared straight for most of the game. That's because he had pressure in his face. Niners, baby. Yes, indeed, SF. Gerson, how many sacks did Bosa have today? Feels like he had 6. He was in his face all day. I think he ended with 2 actual sacks on the game, but created so much pressure. Tom saying, if we had some decent cornerbacks, we would steamroll everyone. Imagine if Jason Verrett had stayed healthy. Oh, man. Karthik, okay, this is big because I want to follow this. Please put it in the chat as the post-game presser goes. I obviously won't be watching. I'll be here celebrating with you. So please put in the chat the update on Azeez Al-Shaair, because it certainly looked like it could be something a little bit more, but I'm hoping it's not. And we have some decent depth at linebacker, so maybe if Azeez has to miss the Atlanta game, we'd be okay. But he's playing so well that I just want him to continue to excel. Karthik points out, Azeez is out with a questionable elbow injury. Let's be somewhat realistic. We are very depleted at our linebacker core. Flanagan Fowles, I think, is the one that you were searching for in the typo there. Smooth trucking. I'm glad Kyle didn't overuse Debo. I knew we could win without overusing him. Let's go, Niners. Well, it came down to a close nail biter, didn't it? Joe Bitteau. Playoff type football again. Wow. Edge of my seat. All last half. Great win. Huge win. Absolutely enormous win. Karthik pointing out with that little depth at linebacker, Greenlaw needs to come back quick. Can't rush him back because we did that the last time. Dub B. Trey admitting he was wrong as well. Had given up, but the Niners showed there was hope. Leaving. Ambry should not be around bread and butter. Is that because he's soft? Is that what that implication is? Anyway, I'm not trash talking the rookie. He's just got to learn. Dina coming in. My head hurts from screaming. We won. Yes, I almost lost my voice yelling at my TV, scaring the hell out of everyone around my house because they must think that a madman lives here. Greg talking about me too. Mea culpa. Mea culpa. Yes, you were not alone, Greg. Lots of people gave up, and the Niners showed us they have heart. Heart through and through, 49er faithful. Here's Moses' breakdown, I think. Ambry Thomas was doing okay, but when he got beat for the touchdown, he got caught flat-footed, and that's what I hammered him on. That's what I want to hear is how was he the rest of the time? I expect the rookie to make some mistakes. Yes, they were hugely costly in those 2 penalties and in that touchdown that you described right there to Jamar Chase. No question, but the dude's a rookie. And he was going up against a very elite passing offense in the Bengals with that 3-headed wide receiver threat. So we do have to cut him a little slack. We talk about wanting Kyle to allow the rookies to learn on the field. We talk about wanting Kyle to put Trey in and allow him to make the mistakes that we watch Jimmy Garoppolo make. Well, I say the same thing for Ambry Thomas. The people who were calling, and this was not Moses, just because I have Moses' comment up on the screen, please don't interpret that as being the case. Moses is just insightful when it comes to DBs. When that first penalty happened, I saw people go negative on him right away. Give the rookie a chance to make some mistakes. That's the way I say it. All right, George coming in. This is the only time I'm going to give Jimmy G props. I don't care if it's the only time. He deserves it today because he was clutch down the stretch. Archie coming in. They bench our 49ers insider punt returner at the Bengals team. Yeah, it was most definitely the Bengals special teams that gave us that lead early. We took advantage. Alejandro, damn, Rob's camera's fire. Appreciate it. Hopefully you like the audio and what I'm saying as well. All right, Dub B. Trey. Maybe Thomas needs reps. That's what I'm saying. The dude's a rookie. Of course he needs reps. Javier, this was a dirty win. I really thought we were going to lose. I think a lot of 49er faithful did, Javier. And I think that the 49ers really proved that they have heart. Raul 95, yes, huge win. Boso with that clutch sack coming through. Absolutely. Zark Muckerberg, just the negative Nancy. Still not impressed with Jimmy. Well, they won, Zark. They won. Yes, indeed. Turtle Man, let's go. Let's go. All right, Armchair QB1. They had 100 yards rushing, including 3 from Jimmy G. So they did keep a balance, and the special teams was much better. I want to know what the breakdown was, because I'll be honest, I got nervous. Look, we're up at 41 attempts for Jimmy G. That was the type of game plan that I didn't want to see. 41 pass attempts to 23 carries. Goodness gracious. Almost over a 2-to-1 ratio, pass to run. That is not what you're looking for in this game plan. I think that's why you ended up seeing such a close game. Had the 49ers, when they were up by 2 touchdowns, stuck with the run, gotten more creative, man, maybe it wouldn't have gotten so close. Eduardo, Brandon looked like Debo on that last play. He was not quitting at all. John pointing out that the true three-headed dragon was on the Niners side of the ball with Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk. Yes, indeed. B. Enos admitting dark clouds there for a minute. Now, after needing a heart transplant and tweezers to pull these gray hairs, I can finally enjoy my vodka. Cheers to enjoying that victory because it is oh so sweet. Moses coming in again about the DBs. Rob, those 2 penalties on Thomas was a joke. I played DB. I jammed receivers like that. What do you expect when the receiver lowered himself while he's doing his juking? I thought they were ticky-tack as well. The announcers made me second-guess myself on that. But quite honestly, Moses, I'm glad to hear you back that up because I thought it was ticky-tack, especially the first one. Really soft play refereeing on this game. Those calls on both sides about the taunting and then the uncalled it was just weak officiating. Time to make the officiating crews paid like full-time employees so they can step up their game. Matthew coming in. Ayuk float to the end zone on golden shoes. It was magical. Air Ayuk, baby. Air Ayuk. Yes. All right, I'm going to try and stay up in the comments because you know I have a habit of falling behind. So if I skip yours, feel free to put it back in. Eli Nunez. Gold missed a 47-yard field goal, but yet he says he's playing his best football. I didn't hear him say that, but it was painful. We should have been able to close that one out in regulation. Should have. Leo coming in, fellow sneakerhead. Let's go. Huge win today, 49ers. Huge win. Yes. Yes, Nathan, I agree. Great win. Celebrate it right now. Don't worry about cleaning anything up. But tomorrow, when we break it down, that is when we will have to get in the fact that it was sloppy at points. Kia, could this be the game that kickstarts this team to play lights out the rest of the way? Man, it is the beginning of something. It is a win. It is a win, JB. That's it. Yes, Bosa did have 2 sacks. Yes, he did. Yes. Amen to that. Texas Niner pointing out Jackhammer. I'm a big fan of Jackhammer. Love having him on the show. Have had him on multiple times. Jackhammer is feeling validated for his Jimmy love. I have love for Niner W. However, we can do it, and Jimmy did it. However we can do it, Jimmy did do it. That is a fact. The Niners carried that one to the end. Unbelievable. Emmanuel, I have mixed feelings about this win. Our secondary got torched, but Thomas is a rookie, so I'll let him build on his mistakes. O-line is crap. Offense keeps getting dumb penalties, but 49ers win. I can't stop with a joy either. I will get in and break this thing down tomorrow, and there are some things to look at. But for right now, it is all about celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Emmanuel, Kittle bailed. Balled. He did not bail. He didn't bail. He balled. Ayuk finally involved as much as he should. Jimmy finally didn't disappoint me, even if I think Burrow played slightly better than him. Burrow has got an arm. Let's be serious about that. If not for our pass rush today, the 49ers would have lost this game. If not for the contributions of Nick Bosa and associates along that line, the 49ers would have lost today. But they didn't, because the defensive line did come in and was able to get all over Burrow. Jimmy, match Burrow, throw for throw. Proud of him. Raw is in it. Andre, Rob, quick, call me an ambulance. I still haven't recovered. Go Niners. Oh yeah, baby. Let's freaking go, Tabular Bike. Let's do it. Karthik, my eyes hurt. I watched the game too much. Yes. The Niners fini. The Niners won. Final. Yes, they did. David coming in at the start of the fourth quarter drive. I was shouting, get it to Kittle, Kyle. As soon as he did, it gave us life. Best tight end in the league. What a warrior. What a warrior for fighting through the injury. He was clearly hobbled. He was absolutely gutting it out. Mr. Fang coming in. Hello, all. I can't believe we win. Yes. Fat build. How can the kicking be so bad? I don't know, but we won anyway. Armchair QB1. Game of the season for sure. It was a nail biter down to the end. Alva, yeah, definitely got some gray hairs over this game, but great gutsy win for the 49ers. Great way to put it. A gutsy win. Mike pointing out Bosa should have had about 18 sacks, if not for all the holding that is going on. The man is constantly getting choked. William Bennett, the Niners were able to finally sweep the leg. Where's Silverado Kev when you need him? Sweep the legs. Javier, thank you for calling this out. Man, Jennings was great on those last couple of drives. Jennings has great hands. This one is to Jawan Jennings. Cheers, good sir. He is a monster. I love him as the third wide receiver target. G. Allah also pointing out Jennings was a lifesaver. At Rob Shue, how can the kicking be this bad? Missed PAT last week, now this. I don't know. I mean, that was a long field goal, but let's just be honest. Robbie Gold ain't worth the money we're paying him. I'm sorry to say it. Spider Niner, you could see the negativity on the overtime coin toss, but bravo for pulling it out, Brandon Ayuk. Yes, Kittle, 13 receptions on 15 targets. Unbelievable. The Dark Azrael. How does Kittle make those crazy catches? I don't even know. The guy is unreal. Turtle Man, too close for comfort. It was very close. Giala, you got mossed. Go Jennings. Yes. Tabular, I like this one. Tabular Bike, just me or Jawan Jennings looking like Michael Crabtree out there with those possession mitts that he has. Patrick Henry, Bosa won us the game with that overtime third down sack. It was so sweet. Such a big play by the defense. And yes, Zark, I agree. The defense did carry the game in its entirety. Defense and special teams. Oncey coming in. Let's freaking go, Niners. Yes. Good win, Niner Nation. That is a fact. John coming in. Jawan Jennings definitely stepping up as wide receiver 3. He most definitely stepped up this game. It was clutch. Absolutely clutch. Caesars on to the Falcons. Let's celebrate this one for a little while. Sergeant H admitting he was wrong. Sergeant H, did you give up too early? That's okay. My own father gave up too early. The positive Rob Shoe's dad was like, no. And I had to flip my phone over. I couldn't take it. I got to stay in the positive. I have hope down till the end. The Sentinel, we're getting Jittery Jimmy for 4 quarters, and then in overtime, he turns into Joe Montana in Super Bowl 23 style. Yes, indeed. Liquid Bill, Grant's head is going to explode. I think all of our heads are exploding. I think all of them are. Liquid Bill, Jimmy was dope today. B. Enos coming in with the super chat. Appreciate that, B. Enos. Can we talk about Kyle's play calling at the end of the game? 2nd and long and a pass play is called, stopping the clock. There were some very questionable things that occurred in this game. When we break this thing down, we will most definitely have to get into questionable play calling, the inability to take advantage of having that 2-touchdown lead. To me, it was unforgivable. The dropped ball by Jimmy, that weird fumble that led to that sack, that should not have been a pass play called right there. But I'm nitpicking, and I am going to celebrate. Max Raw saying, why didn't we see Trey? I mean, I still believe we can add value bringing Trey in, but it's just clear that Shanahan is sticking ever closer to Jimmy Garoppolo as this thing tightens up and as he feels the pressure. Stevie coming in. Let's go, baby. I was shivering in my snow boots. Jimmy coming through. Finally, Bosa, a specimen. He is a rare specimen. Adam Power. I'm just glad we got that W. Me too. There's nothing that matters more than getting the W at the end of the game. That is what it is all about on a weekly basis. Should it have been close? No. We should have handled that game pretty easily. But no, it got close and we had heart. I like it. The Bengals fan back in the building to admit, who they say gonna beat them Bengals? We them ones who gonna beat them Bengals. I want to know who came up with that chant first. It is so similar between the Saints and the Bengals. Where did it originate? I would think Cincinnati's probably the older team in the NFL, but I want to credit it to New Orleans because it sounds better when they say it. Thomas Luttrell asking me, hey, this is great. If you want to put in @RobShoe, when I try to catch up, those are the comments I still try to stick to, are the ones that have @me, because then I know you're talking to me. Does Wilson Jr. look like he's rounding into shape? He averaged 4+ a carry, should have got more carries. Totally agree, he should have got more carries. We ended this game over 2-to-1 ratio pass to rush. That's unacceptable. To me, that is why this game turned out the way that it did at the end. Now, some of those passes were inevitable in overtime. We needed it, right? We had to shift toward what was working. But when we had the 2-touchdown lead, that's when Kyle, I believe, should have gotten into his bag, should have come up with more creative ways to run the ball. Yes, I think that Wilson Jr. should have been in the 15 to 20 carry range. He was averaging 4 yards a carry. He was running tough. Yes, he should have gotten more carries. That's for sure. Moses, this may be a little much for most, but I'm going in. That 7 route was killing the 49ers on certain plays, Rob. That's a hard route to cover. That was a weakness when I played DB. If that's the route I'm thinking of, then yes, especially in the too high safety look, very hard to cover. Derek, if you're not impressed with Jimmy, then you're tripping. He was throwing the ball into tight windows all game. Derek, I'm with you on that fact. Throwing the ball into incredibly tight windows over the middle. I also think you have to acknowledge that he does struggle with consistency, that he does struggle with some things that are very frustrating to watch him do. This felt like a very Jimmy G type of a game where he did some things incredibly well, executed over the middle just as we needed him to, came through in the clutch, but was bad on 3rd downs early. That was set up by the rest of the offense, no doubt about it, and made a couple of bonehead plays. So I think you take the good with the bad, especially when you win. Steve, oh, all right, we got the win, Rob. Yes, we did. Adam Power, I'm with you on this. That taunting penalty, while it helped us, was just trash. I hate those, man. Taking emotion away from athletes in the heat of the moment, it sucks, and it sucks to watch. It's the no fun league, and it's just unbelievable. How does Kittle make those crazy catches? Because he is a Greek god. Alva, Shanahan just said Aziz has an elbow. They're going to do an MRI on Monday and see what's going on. Alva, did it sound bad, or did it sound like he was optimistic on the MRI? I am optimistic. I will stay optimistic on it because I want it to be a minor injury. That's what I want. That is what I want. Looking for some good comments, trying to catch up. All right, here we go, Thomas. You think Steve Young might give Jimmy props for the final drive? Or do you think the hatred by him for starting Italian quarterbacks who play for the 49ers is too much for him? Is that because of past history with said Italian-American starting quarterbacks? He seemed to like Jimmy in his breakdown of that interview that happened recently. I thought he defended Jimmy to a good extent. St. Bernard, all right, dude, you're overreacting already. What am I overreacting to? The fact that I'm happy that the 49ers won? Or are you talking to somebody else in the chat? Please let me know. I'm anxious to hear your opinion on my overreactions. Gabriel, the secondary is a liability going into the playoffs. If Jimmy can play like he did the fourth quarter and that overtime drive, we have a good chance to make a push. Gabriel, I do think I side with Steve Young here in saying if the 49ers do not expand their offense by incorporating Trey Lance into it, or at least become far more balanced in having 3 receiving threats in each game, I have a hard time believing we make a serious push in the playoffs without Jimmy playing at a Pro Bowl level. And that's a stretch. He's capable of it for stretches of time, but to ask that of him, I'm hopeful. I'm not super confident. Bruce Burr, no hope of Niners advancing with baby plays. JB, not impressed with Kyle. Baby plays JB? Jimmy G, maybe? JB. Who's JB? Am I missing something there? Sergeant H, every time we win, I feel worse for Trey. Hey, he's getting his shot at some point. He will get in. There's no question about it. No question. Alva, Shanahan just came on and said Alshire has an elbow. They're going to do an MRI on Monday and see the extent of the injury. Okay, nothing further on that. Nothing further on that. Max is not convinced. I'm not buying this Jimmy G crap. Well, you don't have to buy it. He won the game. Brandon Ayuk certainly put that over, but Jimmy made clutch throw after clutch throw on that drive. And if you don't see it that way, I'm just not sure what you're looking at, honestly. Melvin, credit for it's going back and forth. Not gonna try to discern what that is about. Steve-O, I gotta admit this is true. Robbie Gould isn't worth the money he's getting paid. But hey, it is okay. We won it, even though. Lorenzo coming in. Sorry I didn't get to this sooner. Kittle playing like the beast he is. Amazing to watch. Let's say again, 15 targets for 13 receptions. The man only missed 2 of his targets. 151 yards for George Kittle, the beast on the field with the touchdown, with clutch reception after clutch reception in the end of that game. Limping down the field on one frickin' leg, and that man made it happen. You know who else did? Mr. Sam says, let's go, Brandon, because he did. Debo Samuel fans, see that? Good catch by Jennings. Makes you wonder if he was the one running that route at the goal line instead of Sherfield. Interesting. Steve-O, Kittle as big a beast catching as he is blocking. Yes. Okay, here we go. Here's Archie. Kittle injured. MRI tomorrow. Hopefully it's not bad. The idea that he played through it. Now, let's be honest about this. It could still be something. You've seen Kittle in the heat of the battle not come off the field, play through something. He's done it multiple times against Arizona and then be out for a week or two. Because Debo didn't seem to re-aggravate anything, I believe we would be all right going up against Atlanta at home if, in fact, Kittle were to miss a little bit of time. I refuse to believe it will be serious given the fact that he was in that game absolutely dominating. Dizza, shoo, yes. Yes, indeed. Steve-O, yes, injured, going to get an MRI. Hopefully nothing. Holy moly, 49 shots for tonight's win. That is a serious party going on. Emmanuel with the repost and saying it's a repost, that's glorious. I love that because then if I had already read it, I could skip it. This is my friend right here. Special teams had a good game at last. But Mitch still punts too short when a long punt is needed and vice versa. Gold should receive a pay cut each time he misses a field goal. Certainly he's not giving back any of that money. I don't know if he's still sour about the fact that he didn't get to go back to Chicago, but it's not working that well with Robbie Gold. And because I agree, Mitch is short. Mitch has great directional punt ability. He has these knucklers he can punt that are great. And he doesn't have a big leg. And that hurts us on kickoffs because he can't put it consistently into the end zone for touchbacks. Gold can't put it consistently into the end zone for touchbacks. And therefore, we're constantly setting up the other teams for big returns. So, we're obviously committed to Mitch. At this point, you have to explore someone more like Joey Sly for a kicker. Someone who brings a big leg with them and can handle the kickoffs. Yes. Here we go. Javier putting not one, but 2 Coronas in the freezer. That's how that man is partying. That's how he's partying. Here we go, Penny. Now I know why Ambry was so low on the cornerback list. He is horrible. He single-handedly made the game close. He is giving me Witherspoon vibes. Penny, I can't agree on that one. A couple of miscues, no doubt. And they were big. But he's a rookie. You give him a little bit of time. You see if he can't learn from it. I thought it was a ticky-tack penalty, and I think I got some agreement on that one as well. William Bennett coming in. Let's give it to defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans for protecting the cornerbacks. Yes, this is noteworthy. The simple fact that the 49ers were able to cover up for missing any depth at the cornerback position. Man, oh man, he deserves a lot of credit. That blitz he dialed up on 3rd down where K'Wan Williams came in and the Shark got that huge sack. Oh, that was clutch. So clutch. He came through again and again. There were a couple of stretches where the defense looked like that they couldn't hold water. And they bounced back and finished the freaking game. Robert Dunford, George Kittle is the best tight end in the league. Go Niners. Prove it otherwise. Kittle is the best. Okay, let's go. Gary saying, why was 1 touchdown considered a touchdown for Cincy? He only got 1 foot in bounds. While one of our players got a touchdown, he only got 1 foot in bounds. What's the difference? I think on the Cincinnati touchdown, he may have gotten 2 in because that is what is required. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't see him just get 1 down. I saw him get 2 down. I did think it was really close to him stepping out. Joe Manick saying Chase stepped out of the end zone on that touchdown. It was so close. Had it been called had he been called out of bounds, I don't think they could have overturned it. It was so close that because they called it a touchdown, I didn't think they were going to overturn it that way either. Lee Ving, overreact all you want. That was fun. Thank you for the permission, Lee. I appreciate it. I will celebrate this one. I do not care if I'm overreacting to this win. This win feels sweet. Joe Niners pointing out, woohoo, Niners the 6th seed. Yes. All right, at Rob Shue, Debo Samuel fan. Jimmy had a decent game, but that dropped pick by, oh, goodness, I almost forgot this, but you are right. The game could have been over at that point. Jimmy had a decent game, but that drop pick by Bates cannot be ignored. Secondly, give Kyle his props for that overtime drive, getting Kittle and Ayuk in space along with Kyle. Jay was great. Kyle was great? Jimmy? Anyway, yes, I agree that you cannot ignore that drop pick because that could have been the end of the game. That could have been the end of the game. Thankfully, it wasn't. The one Jimmy G brain fart moments didn't get intercepted. Yes. Steve-O, agree. Kittle and Bosa are supernatural. It is crazy. All right, Alva clarifying. Kyle didn't seem too awfully concerned about it. He just said that he was going to have an MRI on Monday and that they're going to see how it is. Well, that is somewhat heartening. Usually he's pretty somber if he believes it to be big. John Shoup, this was so maddening. This was so maddening. The game should have been over earlier. Would have loved to see Ayuk complete that toe tap to avoid overtime. Yes, this game should have been done earlier. The 49ers should have been able to capitalize on the mistakes by the Bengals. And yet, they did show amazing heart and that ability to come back and show what they are made of. Raphael, you're forgetting Jimmy G threw that pass. It was dropped. That was a game-over interception. Not impressed with Jimmy G. Time to move on. I get the frustration. I get the inconsistency, but I don't know. I thought he drilled some of these passes. We would not have made that comeback without him. Maybe it wouldn't have been as close without him as well. Maybe we would have walked away with this one if we had someone else in there, but hard to rewrite history. Steven, how about number 11? Let's go, Brandon, the pride of Reno. Timothy coming in with the question. Am I wrong in thinking the 49ers got lucky that the Bengals made so many mistakes? Last drive was great, but the rest of the game, let's take a moment to look at this. Yes, I have to say yes. The 49ers got very lucky in this one, Timothy. That's my belief as well. The Bengals made a lot of mistakes, but let's be honest and say that when the 49ers make those mistakes on the other side of the ball, we fault the 49ers for making those mistakes, right? We say that the other team took the ball away, right? And so in this instance where the Bengals coughed it up, you just got to respond. And that's what the 49ers did. You have to play the game the way the game unfolds. And this game unfolded in a sloppy fashion for the Bengals. And the 49ers were able to capitalize on that. There was a stretch in the fourth where it didn't seem like they were going to be able to seal this thing, but they showed heart. And I can't tell you how much that means to me as a member of the faithful. When I saw a lot of people on Twitter giving up on the 49ers, saying this one was over, saying that there was no chance we were going to win it, that it was time to turn the TV off. No, it wasn't. The 49ers had one final drive in them to win this game. To me, it definitely showed heart. It absolutely gave me chills. I got Randon McMahon trying to call me right now and talk Niners. I can't. I'm on a live stream. All right, Eric, great win. If Robbie hits that darn field goal, we don't go into OT. Yes. Can we say that we got ourselves into position to win that one in regular time? I don't know what's happening. MW 2000, holy crap. I just saw the game on NFL Game Pass in the UK. What the F was that? Super damn stressful, but woohoo, they pulled it off. Yes, they did, and it was very stressful down at the end. I was extremely stressed, lost all my hair, got white beard hairs. It was an all-around ugly scene. Eric, great win. If Robbie hits that, oh, we got that one. We got that one. Scott Eam coming in. Our defense and special teams caused those mistakes. That's what I was trying to make my point, is that, yes, we forced those turnovers. Therefore, we deserve credit for forcing those turnovers and not the other way around. Yes, the Bengals were sloppy, but we definitely forced those turnovers. Jan saying, I can't find that Kittle MRI thingy. Is it BS? I saw it a couple of times in the chat, but I have not seen it firsthand. I take people at their word in the chat that they're not trying to be disingenuous. He was limping, and therefore it wouldn't shock me if he were getting an MRI, but I guess it wouldn't shock me if somebody made that up either, but I don't think so. All right, here we go. Mr. Fang Shanny said it was an MRI for the elbow. Nope, that's going to be Aziz. Jason Ellis coming in. Ellis. Ambry looked good for being a rookie, and also his first full game. If Kyle didn't rag on him, he is good. I'm telling you, I was pretty pleased with the way in which he played aside from those penalties. Okay, Emmanuel disagrees. No Joey Sly. Giorgio Tavecchio. Emmanuel really wants those Italian last names. Yes, Italian pride. Here we go. Aziz, elbow will get an MRI, not Kittle. Okay, so maybe it's not Kittle. Maybe that was false reporting. Here we go. Schnozzle, Shabizzle, which is just fun to say. Mitch had a little spin before. Now it's gone for some reason. I'm not hating on the cleanups he does, though. Yeah, sometimes his directional kicks are fantastic. He doesn't have much of a leg for distance. Here we go. Gold-blooded, collecting receipts. Where's that fan that was telling me I was wrong? They won't win out. 1 down, 4 to go. I hope you're here to rub it in their faces. Mr. Fang, at Shoe, I'm glad for the win, but I see slop. I see a lot of issues with third downs, getting first. I think this game shows that the players have talent, but more is needed. I would agree with that. I think that's fair. More is definitely needed. Maybe not against Atlanta next week, but certainly the next week against Tennessee. William, Kittle is the mighty Thor. He is a monster. Oh, we got Sean 951 Niners coming in. 38-17. We were on track until Ambry effed up the second drive. I thought we were headed pretty close to my prediction with the 31-24, and then, yeah, it got off track and got a little too close. A little too close. A little bit of trash talking happening in the comments, but it is reasonably polite, and I am okay with that as long as it doesn't get any nastier. All right, Sean coming back in. Shair, I hope, learns from this one. He had a few good plays, but he messed up over half the time. He needs to be focused. Don't read the headlines. So I do agree that there are times where I wish he did a little bit less thumping and a little bit more wrapping up, but that thumping really sets a tone for this defense. So I don't know. I'm torn on that one. I'll be interested to hear more folks' opinions on the performance, of Alshire. All right, coming in, Archie. Dante Johnson's mom passed away today. That's why he can't play. This one, hey, shout out to Dante Johnson. I mean, for any man out there, women as well, but certainly as a man, as I think about my mother, I don't know how I would cope with that. A moment of silence for Dante's mom. You know, I don't like to trash talk anybody. I don't really appreciate it when fans bash on players on the team. The guy's a warrior. The guy continues to show up for the team, continues to do everything that's asked, and I'm sad to hear that it was his mom's passing that held him out. Back to the positivity. Sean, 951 Niners. Rob, we're flawed this year, bro, but we're built to play. Dallas, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Arizona doesn't want to play us at full strength. They're all praying we don't make it. I'm with you. This is a flawed team, an incomplete team, an unbalanced team, a team that struggles to be consistent, an inconsistent team, but very talented. When healthy, come on, we can make a run at anybody. You can't tell me otherwise. You cannot convince me that we can't beat up on a flawed Dallas team, that we can't stay tough with Tampa Bay, that we don't have a little bit of ownership over Green Bay, and that Arizona isn't questionable heading into the playoffs with a young quarterback and a head coach who have shown a history of melting down towards the end of the year. I'll believe Arizona when they're holding the title. Until then, I'm sorry. They're talented. They're wildly talented. They're a great offense. I don't believe them as true championship contenders. I will freely admit that I am wrong if that ends up being the case. I got a good friend who is an Arizona Cardinals fan, and he will hold me to admitting that I was wrong. At Rob Shue, Jimmy was making you nervous. Glad we won, but sheesh. That was absolutely a nerve-wracking game. Jan coming in. You're not supposed to reach the ball for the pylon, but nobody said anything because I scored. Brandon Ayuk, is that his quote from the presser? I love it. Hey, if he had fumbled it out of bounds, we'd all be freaking out. But no, he didn't. He absolutely stretched it over the goal line for the win. 49er faithful for the win. Alva. Shanahan didn't say nothing about George Kittle, so I guess he's okay. Good. Cleared the air. George Kittle, fine. No talk of an MRI. The MRI was for Aziz, and it is on his elbow. I can deal with that. I can absolutely deal with that. I'm hoping it's minor. Jason Ells coming in. Aziz had 11 tackles in the first half. He is a beast, and his thumps cause fumbles and hypes up the team. Keep doing what he's doing. I'm much more in line with Jason here than the earlier comment about being wrong half the time. I get seeing a couple of missed tackles and then turning that into a little bit of hyperbole and saying that potentially that's missing most of the time. I just don't think that's the case. I think you're looking at someone who's playing very solid most of the time, who's adding an element of physicality to this defense that is much needed, and not the other way around. I do not think that it is a case where the bad is outweighing the good on this one. Pirate coming in. Glad we got the win. Still not liking the fact that in the last 2 games, we only scored 3 points in the second half, not including the overtime touchdown. We need to fix that going forward. Let's be honest that this team with a lead does make Niner faithful nervous. Kyle tends to have some strange play calling choices when he's up in big games. This was a big game. This was a playoff atmosphere. Let us not kid ourselves about just how important getting this win was for the San Francisco 49ers. It was critical to get this win. The Niners needed the W. They are now securely in the 6th seed. They absolutely control their own destiny going forward. But yes, it has been tough sledding when we are in the second half. We have not been able to get things going. Let's get Mitchell back in. Let's get healthy down the stretch, and let's hope the Niners can go on a roll. Mark coming in. Will Mitchell be back next week? Because I think we missed him a lot. I think we did as well, and my hope would be yes, that it seemed he might be cleared for this one. It was a concussion, and it was one where he came back into the game against Seattle and then just came in with a headache Monday morning, and that put him into concussion protocol. So it is weird that he was cleared to come back into the game, and then clearly it was a concussion that warranted him going into the protocol. They mentioned the knee injury as well, and I don't know if that factored into him missing the game. Perhaps they were attempting to rest him. The poor guy is just dying of overuse. Much like Deebo Samuel. It was no surprise when Deebo tweaked his groin because we were overusing him. We were giving him too many, and we needed to. It seemed like there was no other choice. But now that you see Kittle rolling, you wonder if you could have shifted some of those receptions to Kittle at the time, but agree wholeheartedly, need Mitchell back. Alva, Kyle Shanahan didn't bring up anything about George Kittle. He's okay. I'm glad. I will repeat that message over and over. Adam Power. Mark, good point about Mitchell, bro. We definitely missed him. Yeah, I love the energy that Jeff Wilson Jr. runs with, but he is not Elijah Mitchell. He does not really provide what we need in order to get the run game going. All right, Deebo Samuel fan maybe clarifying here. We should be scared to play Tampa Bay and Dallas. Have you seen the right side of the line? Combined with Jimmy's lack of mobility, our offense would be toast along with their wide receiver core. Bad matchup. I don't know. One good game by Dallas's defensive line, now rounding back into form. I'm not convinced that they're back. I need to see more from them to know that their defense is consistent. But I agree that Tampa Bay would be a pretty much our nightmare matchup because of that interior pressure that they have. Chip off the old block. Secondary has me worried. I don't think you are alone there. The secondary is thin. Jason Walsh, man, we needed this. Didn't we, though? I see some super chaps. Got to get to them. I'll come back to the comments. I swear. Sean, 951 Niners. Jimmy G is Jimmy G. He's the quarterback. Week 15. Root hard for Kyle and Jimmy G. 2022 is not here. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's love this team and kill the QB and coach hate. Amen to that, Sean. I'm tired of dragging 49er players' names through the muds, especially after a win. Why? Why are we wasting our energy dragging our players through the mud when we won the game in overtime, baby. Overtime win. Huge, huge heart that the 49ers showed. Timothy at Rob, hope we can get some 2019 payback versus Atlanta. Wouldn't that be sweet? Knock them out. William Bennett coming in. Thomas wasn't bad. Just need reps. Hufanga has to get better. He does seem to, he has a great nose for the football. When he has that nose for the football, he's like a missile. He heads towards it. He hits the person. Sometimes when he's playing alone in space, it does seem like he is a little bit lost out there. And I'm not down on him. Again, he's a rookie. Get him playtime. Let him get comfortable. But yes, I agree. He does need to improve there. Thankfully, with Jimmy Ward and Jaquiski Tart, we have a very, very solid and veteran DB presence back there with the safeties. Here we go. Tabe saying cornerback need to cover. Never expect help. Certainly, you would hope we had cornerbacks who could go in man coverage. That's just not the case with the injuries this year. We are going to have to help them. Lawless Light. Everybody want to hate, but the fact that there is so much just shows how good the Niners actually are. That's right. The better you are, the more haters you have. I guess I don't have very many haters. Maybe that's a bad sign. I need more haters. I'm just kidding. I do not need more haters. Jason Walsh. Yeah, Kyle used Debo the perfect amount this game. Props. Let's see how many touches Debo had. I mean, it's not going to be snaps. We'll count on a beat writer to report that later. But Debo had 8 carries. That's a few more carries than I probably would have given him pregame. And then 1 catch. So yeah, 9 touches. I like that total number. I probably would have kept it in the 5 to 8 range, but 9 is close enough to that number. Chester pointing out Hufanga was not good either. D. Brown, man, they football players, period. It's not such thing as overusing them. Shaking my head. I mean, D. Brown, no offense, but yes, there is. You cannot keep someone in for too many plays in a game. I mean, the human body can only take so much football. There is such a thing as overuse. Ask Christian McCaffrey about it. David Sir, also happy Debo made it out without re-injuring the groin. Oh, I mean, praise be. Praise be. Chester Gray, missing tackles and blowing coverage. You talking about Hufanga? Potentially. Julio coming in. Super excited that we won. But if we continue winning and eventually make the playoffs, where does Trey go from there? Do you trade or keep him? Julio, I have to say definitively for me, that Trey is the future. Trey is the man next year, and that is what I believe you stick with. That you are moving forward with him, barring a Super Bowl victory where barring making the Super Bowl or an NFC Championship game where Jimmy balls out, but we lose anyway, I think we move on from Jimmy. And it's not hate on my part. I do not hate Jimmy Garoppolo at all. I really enjoy when he's on. He frustrates me. Yes. Hate, absolutely not. I don't hate any 49er. I never will. I don't really get it personally. But yeah, I think that you do move on to Trey. Even if you get into the playoffs, even if you win in the first round, you want plus. You want what Jimmy does, but you want more. It's clear Shanahan wants more. Team Prez Production says, at you, can we give some props to Nick Bosa? Please, he is a beast. Defense wouldn't be the same without him. No question. Dude had 2 sacks today and deserves more credit than that. More credit than 2 sacks. The dude was in Burrows' face consistently. MW 2000, exactly, Rob. Let's just enjoy the win and celebrate the effort they put forth. The positivity helps with forward momentum, and I think fans are a part of that. Absolutely, bring that positive to Levi's Stadium. But I agree with Zark here, but I have to say, it has to be done tastefully, Zark. Zark is saying, we aren't dragging names through the mud. We're calling it how we see it. Jimmy is a backup. Okay, so there you started by saying you're not dragging a name through the mud, and then you dragged a name through the mud. That's contradictory. Right? Jimmy is not a backup. Jimmy is, let's say, the 15th to 20th best quarterback in the league. If he gets cut by the 49ers, he will be signed and start for another team. If you don't believe me, we could place a wager on that. I am willing to wager quite a bit. He's not a backup. So you are dragging his name when you say that. Now, if you say Jimmy's inconsistent, if you say Jimmy frustrates the hell out of me, if you say I want more than Jimmy, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. Lawless light. As long as we get in and the Sean don't, I'm happy. The Sean. Who's the Sean? Sean McVay, the Rams? As long as we get in the playoffs and the Rams don't, you'll be happy? Hey, I'll be happy if the Niners get in the playoffs no matter who else gets in. That's for sure. All right, here's a repost. Deebo Samuel fan is clarifying. Here's my clarification. Kyle deserves credit for the overtime drive. He took the pressure off of Jimmy and got our playmakers in space. He redeemed himself for almost costing the game. Very well said there. Well stated, Deebo Samuel fan. I'm glad that you clarified that, and I have to agree. There were some choppy moments in that game where Kyle Shanahan had some questionable play calls, and then he totally redeemed himself. Just when you go and do something like that, just when you go and do something like that. Jaguayo. All right, here we go. In my opinion, there's no dominant team. All teams have injuries. Wins are hard to come by. Go Niners. Yes. I think once you get in the dance, all you need is a ticket. A chip and a chair, as they say in Texas Hold'em. A chip and a chair. CT Law talking about Jimmy got smashed, got up and threw hurt. He did. Did you see him limping after that? Came through in the clutch. Came through. Sean 951 Niners back in again. Sean. More peeped here. Need to super chat, Rob. He deserves it. Best content and interaction with the faithful. Show love and show support. Let's go, Niners. I appreciate that, Sean. I'll take this moment to say, hey, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy my positivity, follow me on Twitter. I keep it positive there too, even though that's a really sort of negative space and it eats at me sometimes. If you like what I'm doing right here, hit the like button on the video. It does help me. It pushes my signal out there. That is something I want to say thank you for people who like my videos, for people who subscribe to my channel, for all the sneakerheads who are members of the Rob Shoe community, and to people like Sean that put it in the super chat. Thank you. I want to say that. Cheers to all of you, Niner faithful. Absolutely. As I might say, indeed, indeed, indeed. I appreciate that. Let's get some other comments in. All right, Adam, maybe talking about Ambry Thomas. I never liked Ambry Thomas. He is not good, and I hope I'm wrong, but I never liked that pick and still don't. That first hands to the face was tacky, but Thomas missed assignments all night. Just not it. I'd say it is too early for that take. You could criticize the game. He had a rough one, and that, yes, the Niners won. Despite those penalties. So he got reps, he got experience, he will get better, and the Niners took away a victory. I am okay with that. Balboa Becker, what shines through the most? Shu is a super fan and keeps everything right in the pocket. Doesn't overreact either way and doesn't speak bad on anybody. Balboa Becker, cheers to you. Thank you for summarizing me in that way. That's how I see myself. I do see myself as a fanatic. I mean, a nut job. I travel across this country to various stadiums, checking all of them off. I will go by myself. I prefer to go with friends and family, but I will go to a stadium by myself because I'm a freaking nut. I'm a nut job. You can see it right here. I get fired up about the Niners. I don't want people talking trash about my family. And yeah, that's how I consider the 49ers. They may not know me. They may not know who Rob Shoe is. Someday they will, though. When there are enough of you out there watching my shows, Jimmy Ward will watch and want to come on for an interview. I'll get Bosa on here one day, someday, with his backpack and all. We'll see. We'll see. This offseason, we're going to try and get in some 49ers alumni. That's the goal. Yes. Alva, okay, here's some hate. You're too good of a 49er faithful. I love it. I love a little bit of hate. A little good razzing. Okay, Around Town Collective. Around Town Collective. Shout out. Kittle killing it again. So happy to see him back making the big plays. Keep up the great work, Rob. Thank you, Around Town Collective. I most certainly will. Matthew pointing out, yes, should have been 3 sacks for Bosa. No question. All right, here we go. Bodala, the game is real. DJ Jones and Arden Key. Arden Key helped with that sack. And then, for the run game, what did Joe Mixon end up with? There's my DJ Jones. DJ Jones barbecue sauce. Because he's a monster. He's a monster. A freaking monster. All right, 18 carries for 58 yards for Joe freaking Mixon. That's a DJ Jones effect right there. The one-man run stopper, DJ MF Jones. That's what I say. There's a reason Joe Mixon only averaged 3.2 yards per carry. There's a reason Samjay Perrine only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. And that reason, ladies and gentlemen, is DJ Jones. DJ. Leaving $27 million cap space and 30 free agents on the horizon. Let's enjoy a fun roller coaster. Yes, let us enjoy this ride, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, Emmanuel. Hey, NFL, give Bosa Defensive Player of the Year now. Make Parsons be happy with his Defensive Rookie of the Year and nobody gets hurt. Okay? Are we okay? And then we will forgive you for not calling the umpteenth chokehold against our man, Nick Bosa. Not that we complain about not getting flags. We don't. We make fun of other teams who complain about not getting flags. We just play through. Nick Bosa just plays through. Adam Power, whole D-line played well, but Bosa is definitely the engine. The non-stop engine. I have to keep laughing as I watch myself get a little bit whiter and then fade into the background. Every time this thing reflects too much light into the camera, it's that LIV patch is cursing us over and over again. Oh, maybe it's not that. Look at that. It just got bright again. I got to mess with my white balance because we got to keep it crispy. Here we go. Archie. Niners need to release the Kraken, a.k.a. Trey. Yes, indeed. Zark. It's called truth. I don't think it is. It's not truth when it's not true. That's the definition of truth. Here we go. M-Dub. Yeah, man, I really do like Jimmy, but I totally get why Kyle wanted to secure a future with more potential than with Jimmy. I get that too. If he didn't get injured so much, I think things would have been different. I don't know. I think that's a piece of it, but it is also the frustration that I think gets to Kyle, and he does want more. Team Prez production. Shoo. I can honestly say that I didn't think Jimmy G would be playing like he has this year. This is his best year, I think, since he's played for us. So even so far, though, he is inconsistent at times. Yes, Jimmy G is Jimmy G at this point. He is inconsistent. He is most definitely frustrating at times, and yet he comes through in the clutch. 510 Davis, not that impressed. Jimmy did all right. And then says, Jimmy got to go. He did all right, but he got to go. Hey, people are real frustrated with Jimmy. I get it. Elvin says, can we please not use Debo as a running back? Don't want him hurt before the playoffs. He seems to be effective from there, though. Debo Samuel fan, I think that everyone can agree that we went from hype to worried to nodding our heads to starting to lose hope to nodding our heads even more to hype again. I stayed on the hype. That's where I stayed because I'm crazy. Get Lotion. God, I love your content. I'm a very negative person, and I need to watch a positive person like you after I get wound up. Caesar saying we need Rob Shue out there kicking. I got good flexibility in the legs. I got good flexibility, but not a whole lot of strength there. I don't know that I've got more of a leg than Robbie Gold at this point. I don't think that I do. MW 2000. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rob. One of the best Niner channels on YouTube, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Adam Power. Rob seems the most genuine about appreciating the fans of his channel. One reason I try and support him, no cap. Appreciate that, Adam. And I do. I honestly love this interaction. Go back to my videos on my page and look at the comments section. See if I'm not in there reacting with everybody. I enjoy it. I truly do. Mook coming in. What's up, Rob? Man, that game stressed me out. Hell of a play by Ayuk. Just a game saver. Tab, cornerback need to study Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was so good. So good. And it pains me to say that a little bit. M-Dub 2000, first steps first, Rob. Jerry Rice. He knows I was talking about trying to get Jerry on here. Yes. Debo Samuel fan. Rob Shue, I'm dying for a call-in show. Can we please make it happen? Yes, we will try to get a call-in show going. We already have a call-in show going for the sneakerheads. That's going to be a video one where people are allowed to come on, because then I can trust that there are people that aren't going to mess with the channel. For one that's got everybody coming in, it will have to just be a call-in where you can't see pictures, because weird stuff can happen. It happened on another channel of a contributor that I know, and I wouldn't want that to happen to my channel. I care too much about it. Sean coming in. Kudos to Saint Bengals. Handed us fumbles, but the special teams. Kudos to special teams. Bengals handed us fumbles, but the aggression was great all day. Gold, what the frick? I thought this was Kyle's best called passing game of the season. There were a couple of passing calls that I would have rather be run calls personally, but I mean, it was lights out the rest of the way. I'm nitpicking if I say that, it wasn't a great game call by Kyle Shanahan. The 2-to-1 ratio is what gets me, Sean. It's the fact that we ended up 47 passing attempts to just 23 rushing attempts. I worry about that. That seems like a recipe for disaster for us, but it worked out well today, didn't it, Sean? Around Town Collective coming back in. What's your favorite NFL stadium you visited? Any fun game stories? A lot of fun game stories. I was there in 2019 for the Saints game. I mean, amazing. Just amazing. I was there, 50-yard line seat. It was gorgeous. It was a great atmosphere. Saints fans are very welcoming. It was back and forth every game. Amazing. 2011 playoffs against the Saints, amazing. 1994, I didn't miss a single game. My brother had just gone off to college, so my dad and I had our 2 season tickets to Candlestick, went to every single freaking game. Been at both of the recent Super Bowls, love it. I'm just a diehard, so being there is what's special to me. Any of those games could fall into that special game story. Favorite NFL stadium right now? It pains me to say it because we lost the season opener in 2018 when I was there. Minnesota's stadium is dope. I hear it kills a lot of birds, so that's bad. But that glass everywhere, it's just like, it just makes you marvel. That Jerry Jones World is impressive, I have to admit. I haven't seen the new Rams stadium. I'll be there week 17. Excited for that. But it's these new stadiums that blow me away when Levi's leaves me longing for more. Chris coming in here. If you talk to Taylor, the Cincinnati dude, let him know that was a hell of a game and his team is in good hands with Burrow and their boss receivers. Yeah, hats off to the Cincinnati Bengals for being in this game, for fighting back into this game, and for nearly stealing a victory. Let's be very honest that they almost took that, right? They came in and nearly snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Thankfully, the Niners were able to pull this one out. Whew, man. At Rob Shue, sorry the MRI is for Al-Shire, but Kyle did say Kittle was hurt and we'll find out more tomorrow. I believe that because he was limping. No problem on the misreporting, no question. The Camper Report, what's up, Rob? Can't wait to get your take on the game tomorrow. Looking forward to making an appearance on the Camper Report. Good dude, Ben Camperman. Leo coming in at Rob. What do you think about resting Debo and Mitchell next week and getting Lance in the mix? Go Niners! I love the idea of getting Lance in the mix. I love the idea of creativity in the game plan. I'd be worried about overlooking Atlanta. Let's look back to 2019 and remember how that turned out. because we overlooked them. Because we overlooked them, they ended up taking the game right at the end, and that was a heartbreaker. That was one that we should have won, forced us to then play lights out against the Seahawks in week 17. We cannot afford a backslide on this one. Get lotion. Rob, you need to try and get Blaine Gabbert on the show. That would be epic. Epic to get Blaine Gabbert on here. Maybe a little bit of sarcasm there. But I'm not dragging his name. I like the dude. He played for the Niners. Luke Luna. Jimmy was throwing hands with Burrow. KO in round 12. The knockout punch delivered by Brandon Ayuk with many assists. George Kittle, unbelievable. Hard runs by Jeff Wilson Jr. I mean, the offensive line fighting with it. Let's give Tom Compton credit for leading the charge on the Deebo Samuel run. Following Tom Compton to glory. Following Tom Compton to glory. Unbelievable. Archie at Rob Shue. Kyle said that he'd rather run the ball, but the situation changed his play calling to pass the ball. You have to take advantage of defenses. This goes back to what Steve Young said about Kyle Shanahan. He smells blood in the water, and then he goes for the kill. That's what he does. It's what makes him so good. It can be what makes him frustrating. It can be what makes you question, my goodness, why aren't you running the ball? You're up big. Put your foot on their necks and drag this thing out, right? Finish this. But he's trying to take advantage of weakness. And sometimes that bites us in the foot. It bites us in the butt, however you want to say it. Let's see Zark here. Sorry, Rob. Jimmy just frustrates me. Hey, I get it, man. I totally get it. And I don't fault you for that. I absolutely don't fault you for that. Here's a stat that backs up the frustration. 47 turnovers in his career. Yes, indeed. But what's the touchdown to turnover ratio? Because that matters. What's he contributing in what? So I get you. I am with you. Let me clarify this first. Jimmy frustrates me as well. Jimmy Garoppolo does frustrate me as well at times. And it, it's more frequent than I would like. But I also do appreciate his ability to fit those passes in the way in which he did today. You can't tell me there are that many quarterbacks in the league that make those passes into those windows. Does he struggle with the deep shots? Yes, he underthrew Travis Benjamin pretty badly. That should have been a touchdown. I think if Lance makes that throw, it's probably a touchdown. You could argue maybe it's an overthrow, but I don't think so. I think he probably hits that deep ball. Jimmy tends to overthrow it. Outside the numbers, struggles. But man, in the middle of the frickin' field, just lights out. James Brown, get back. Yes, Jimmy had Mafia sleeping with the fishes, lead feet in the pocket, but no negativity tonight. Let's go. Niners with the dub. Niners for life. Celebrate tonight. On to the Falcons tomorrow. Niners for life. James Brown, I love it. I absolutely love that positivity. Here we go. Stressful game. 49ers could have put them out in the third quarter already, please. Yeah, I agree with that we could have gotten out of this one a little bit easier without getting into overtime. Edgard saying, hi, bros. Oof, our attacks save us again. The offense came through. The defense came through in the clutch as well. Man, all three phases of the game at different points of the game came through for us. Luke Luna, didn't I say Jimmy would be throwing this ball to victory? Who day? I'm not sure. Late game push, that's all I know. Jimmy did throw the ball to victory. Good prediction. It did not need to be the run game going. It could have been a little bit better in the balance. I think it wouldn't have needed to be so close, but hey, Jimmy came through in the clutch, and that's all that matters. 510 Davis. I get it. It's the NFL. The mistakes happen. But for Jimmy, he isn't asked to do much for him. For how much he turns the ball over is unacceptable. That's the part of the argument that I think is more compelling, that he plays more like a game manager. He doesn't take the deep shots, and he turns the ball over too much. So he's not enough of a positive contribution in the chunk plays, and then he is a liability in turning the ball over. So I think that's the more compelling argument to me as to, moving on and going in a different direction. Leaving, talking about taunting, have to change the taunting rule. We got a coach point to the other team is not in your face taunt. A we gotcha point. A we gotcha point to the other team is not an in-your-face taunt. Worked for the Niners this time. Yeah, but it is a garbage call. I don't care that it worked for us. Get it out of here. I don't want to be part of a not fun league, no fun league. I want fun. I want celebration. Daniel Duran coming in. Jimmy has to go. He throws terrible passes. Does he? I feel like we should start Lance, even if it means we lose games. We are going to get far in the playoff. We are not going to get far in the playoffs anyways. Might as well give Lance some game time. Have to say I disagree with that take, Daniel. I mean, look at the throws tonight. Yeah, was there the one that could have been a pick in the end? Yes. He also drove down the field for what should have been a game-winning field goal before that mistake. So I think that, in fact, I think he came through in this game. The Camper Report, at Rob Shue. Do you think Ambry Thomas is better than Diamador Lenore? It's tough to say at this point. I've not seen enough tape on either one of them. Have to go back and watch the tape. Sorry for the incomplete answer, but I need to go back and see more to say definitively. Sean 951, Rob, yes, 2-to-1 ratio is bad, but it shows the league we can play both ways. Falcons, run. Titans, run. Texans, run. Rams, run. Let's go. No more East Coast. The travel has gotten lighter. Tennessee is no joke. That's some miles, and it's Christmas week, and that is going to be a big game. But yes, the far East Coast is done. No more of that. William Bennett coming in. Can we be the most dangerous NFC wildcard team? The fan in me thinks so. We had Green Bay and Arizona on the ropes, ready for the knockout. We can beat them. I agree wholeheartedly, William. I think we could have beaten either one of those teams. I think we are capable of beating either one of those teams. I think no one wants to see us in the playoffs because we are, in fact, a dangerous team. We do, in fact, have a dangerous offense. We do have a dominant defensive line. And that's just what the 49ers need, a recipe for a chance to win this thing, to make some noise. Debo Samuel fan. I'm all for the don't drag players through the mud, but watching Brunskill and Compton attempt at pass blocking makes me want to turn from the screen and not watch. It looks like a horror movie. Let's be honest, that those two are far better run blockers than they are pass blockers. I do not think it's dragging Tom Compton's name through the mud to say that of tackles in the league, he is probably the 64th ranked tackle at pass protection. He's still a world-class athlete. He's still starting in the NFL, even if he is, backup and it took injuries to get there. He's still one of the best in the world to do this thing. But within the NFL, which is made up of the best, yeah, I think he's probably close to 64th there. And Brunskill also struggles with the bull rushes. I don't think that's unfair criticism. To me, that's what makes up a reasonable critique, when you're able to articulate what it is you're critiquing about the individual. Gabriel coming in. The faithful are hard to please. We went through a period where we were so damn good that I think it spoiled us. And then we've been so bad for a long time. Cincinnati is an up-and-coming team with a bright future. We went to their house, played great football, and won. Not pretty, but a dub is a dub, one game at a time. Agree wholeheartedly with the last two statements. Not pretty, but a dub is a dub, so it don't matter. And it is one game at a time, 1 week at a time. On to Atlanta. Lapacalolo, nail biter. Jeez, glad the Bengals shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. We took that ball over on special teams. We took that ball away. We earned that. Look at that, my coaster. My coaster's sticking to the bottom. Still got me one of these SpaceX coasters. How can a SpaceX coaster be so cheap? Come on, Elon. Step it up. Step up your game. All right, here we go. At Rob, Kittle made the same catch Juice didn't make last week against Seattle. Yes, where it hit him just at the edge of the fingertips right there. And he grabbed it. He freaking snagged it. Unbelievable. Chris, I don't like seeing Jimmy throwing the ball that much, but man, our run game was not good, Debo aside. Wilson has definitely lost a step since his injury. We need Mitchell back. Agree with the last point. We need Mitchell back. I thought that Wilson rounded into form in this game. By the fourth quarter overtime, there were some gouging runs that he had that helped the 49ers win this one. I don't think you can take that away from him in that regard, but agree, he's lost a step in coming back from the injury. I don't think that you can dispute that, Chris. Joshua coming in. Kittle made the acrobatic catch Juice didn't make last week. Yes. Thank you for coming back in with the super chat to make that statement. It deserved it. Kittle deserves the praise. The man was a beast. He came through for the 49ers today. Without Kittle, we have no chance at this victory. Without his toughness at the end, I don't think we have the confidence to finish this one out. But we did. We did finish it. We did get the victory, and now it is a W in that win column, and no one can take that away from us. Luke Luna pointing out, Juice ain't a wide receiver, so I don't judge Juice too hard on a miss like that. I think you're right. That was tough. That was a tough miss that he had, and a great catch by Kittle. Great catch. Don't take that away. Tony, 49ers amazed me. Still a chance for a wild card spot. Still in control of a wild card spot. I just hit that tickle in the back of my throat trying to make that weird noise. About to have myself a little coughing fit there. Get that water. Yes, we are in control of the wild card race. We dictate how that thing turns out. Debo Samuel fan, I think we can beat anyone in the wild card race, but Tampa Bay, that's a team that takes good quarterback play to win. Josh Allen played his heart out and still lost in overtime. Man, I started the broadcast before overtime finished for the Bills. I was hoping they would close that one out. Jimmy wouldn't have a chance. I don't know. Don't count Jimmy out. Is he consistent? No. Does he come up with some amazing takes at times? Some amazing plays at times? Yes, he does. William Bennett, Rob Shue, everyone, let's say thank you to Phillips for fumbling the kickoffs. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Thank you, special teams. Thank you, Richard Hightower, for getting your boys fired up to play. Aaron with 49ers first takes. Aaron coming in. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Our injuries and deficiencies will eventually catch up to us if we don't make the playoffs. However, the fight of this team, including Jimmy, is commendable. Very commendable. Very commendable. And we are set up to make these playoffs. At this point in time, I'll go out on a limb and say I would be shocked if the 49ers do not make the playoffs this year. I will be shocked if we do not make the playoffs this year. I think it sets up very nicely. You got to come home this week and take care of Atlanta. That is what needs to happen right now. But coming off of this big win, coming off of showing that heart, coming off of the fight until the end, I'm inspired, Aaron. I hope you are as well, man. Take away that positivity, baby. PA Niner fan 87. Just hopped on. Cheers, everybody. How about get some respect on Nick Bosa's name for Defensive Player of the Year? He is dominant. Yes, he is. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for coming in to the live stream. Kid Low coming in. W, baby. If Jimmy played like this every single week, we would have never traded for Lance. But the way it works, I still believe we would be winning games with Lance. I expected Jimmy to scorch this team. It was not a scorching, but he did come through enough to be clutch and get the win. Pirate, Rob Shue, not a game question, but of all the 49ers merch memorabilia you have, which is your favorite? Got to be, all right, so the sentimental side of me, Pirate, says it's the 97 Jerry Rice jersey that I have. That is the jersey I wear to every single game that I attend. My brother gave it to me in the 97-98. I figured it out one time. I think it is 97. Gave it to me the Christmas of 97. a gift from my older brother, so I obviously cherish it for that reason. I've now had it for so long to have a jersey for 24 years and still have it be in good enough shape to wear with pride. Jerry Rice was my hero growing up, my favorite 49er. So that one, I think, takes number one. But I also, honorable mention goes to the original chalk line jacket I was able to pick up. It was vintage. I didn't own it back in the 80s, but somebody did. It's in the 80s, the gold jacket, the full spelled out 49ers in the back. Those to me are the most beautiful vintage jackets out there in the NFL. No question. But I got to go Jerry jersey because of the sentimental purpose. Had I bought that jacket or my brother giving me that jacket, that would be number one. But my brother gave me the jersey. Shout out to Bill. Sean951, sign of a good team is don't ever get blown out. We're in every game, just mistakes. I bet if you ask Brady, A-Rod, Murray, Dak, they don't want to play the Niners. I think you're right, Sean. I don't think anybody wants to face this team. I think the 49ers are someone to be reckoned with. They are a team that can shake things up in the playoffs. No question about it. They need to continue to iron out those mistakes. Stop with the false starts. Stop with the holding penalties. Stop with the defensive pass interferences. If they can grow their confidence, if they can continue to become a more consistent team, God, look at the talent on this roster, top to bottom. Top to bottom, people. Sean sees it. I see it. You just got to look for it. Luke Luna, we have to give the Bengals credit for stopping the run game instead of throwing shade on the running backs. Even Debo was having a hard time. Yeah, let's be clear. Bengals rushing defense is a top 5 unit. Top 5 unit, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they allow 4.1 yards per carry, but top 5 in total rushing yards allowed. Yes, absolutely. I'm not even putting that negative comment up here. I am not, because that's some BS. AJB, the sideline camera is almost as good as yours. Hey, the NFL certainly has enough money to afford some good cameras, that's for sure, isn't it? Kurt the Chameleon coming in the house. A-Rob, we pulled through. Me and my boy were biting our nails on that one. I worry about our defense. Gaping holes in the middle. I don't know. I thought the defense played well. There was a stretch where I think they got winded. I want to look at time of possession because that is not something I have put up yet. Let me get over here to the team stats to see that. Time of possession broke out 33. What? That doesn't add up to 60 minutes. How is that going to be time of possession? Here's what ESPN lists as time of possession for the 40. Oh, because it's overtime. Yeah, Rob, wake up. That's overtime. So it points out, though, we had a long drive in overtime. So I'm going to guess we dominated time of possession in overtime. Maybe not dominated, but that we evened it out. But the Niners were down in time of possession. So what I saw was the defense get gassed at some point, but then resurge late in the fourth, close it out, and in overtime make that clutch stop that forced the field goal and set up the chance for the 49ers. I'm not terribly worried about this defense. We have to get healthy. We have to stay healthy. But man, that defensive line around Nick Bosa is rounding into form, and Nick Bosa is just a beast. Nick Bosa is a monster, an absolute monster. Rico Westbrook coming in. Give Jimmy his flowers. He came through for us. He delivered some clutch throws, did he not? On that drive at the end, some clutch throws. Let us give him some credit. Mufasa is giving him credit. Jimmy Garoppolo is my daddy. That is an admission of not having faith in Jimmy G and turning around and admitting that, yes, we should have had faith. Tony coming in. The Rams and Cardinals have harder games left. We will see. There's a lot of season still to go. Steve, bang, bang, Niner gang. What's up, Rob? What's up, Steve? Welcome to the party. Luke Luna, how about just bringing back Craycraft and just activating him from practice squad and he grabs the first fumble? Craycraft, great awareness. Absolutely great awareness. Here we go, Debo Samuel fan. Tampa Bay is a horrible matchup for these reasons. 1, right side of the O-line, fact. 2, Tampa's linebacking and safety core, that's reasonable, certainly the linebackers. And 3, Tom Brady and their offensive weapons. I don't know. The Brady matchup, Brady probably doesn't want to be matched up against San Francisco's defensive line. Let's be clear that the way to chop down Brady's tree is to hit him, hit him, hit him. Hit him consistently. Brady he gets the ball out super quick, so it's very hard to do. Very hard to hit Brady repeatedly, and yet the teams that can stop him do just that. Do just that. I'm excited by this. Debbie, coming in. Listen to Brandon Ayuk's comments regarding Jimmy Garoppolo at the post-game presser. He leads. I can't wait to rewatch the post-game presser. I just can't stop myself right now. I'm just having too much fun in this interaction with all of you. Mike and Mars. One thing I noticed about Jimmy G after all these years is he has a quick release and good at the quarterback sneak. But the thing a lot of people don't talk about is how good he is on last-minute drives. He does have a clutch gene to him. He doesn't seem to be too big for the moment. He has had quite a few game-winning clutch drives like that. He did 2 in this game. He did one against Green Bay. Like, the Niners have lost some of those efforts where Jimmy has come out and provided enough for them to win. But don't take that away from the guy. Lapacalolo. Last week, Jimmy was in the doghouse, but today he played well enough to help the team win this game today. Let's see which Jimmy will show up next week. Let's hope it is consistent Jimmy from here on out. Uh-oh. We got another. Here we go. Off topic. Who's more beautiful and better artist, Mary J. Blige or Alicia Keys? I choose Mary. Now, we had an earlier debate on this chat several weeks back, months back, that was around Alicia Keys and Halle Berry. That was very tough. Fans were undecided. I'm not going to weigh in on this. It's too controversial. Karthik, Rob, what do you mean by Chalkline? Chalkline is like, it's a brand name. Starter jackets were very popular. Starter was the brand name that created those jackets. Everybody knows Starter. Chalkline was the brand that made the jackets before Starter. So you can get a gold jacket that's a Starter jacket. If you want a true 80s Niners gold jacket, those ones were Chalkline. Chalkline. Got to look for them in the vintage section. They are popular now. Wait until a year the Niners aren't so good, then pick one up. Karthik, you running out of coffee, Rob? No, I got water in here. I got to keep myself hydrated, but I brought in a secondary cup that fills up my primary cup, and therefore, that way I can just keep going. Because, people want to hear, but, I got to keep the voice lubricated. Hydrated would have been a better choice of words there. Hydrated would have been better. All right, scrolling through to see where we are in the comments versus what time it is. What time is it? Brenda, with the compliment. You are freaking awesome, Shu. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the compliment. I greatly appreciate that. Joseph Manna in the house. Is Jimmy G making a case for one more year? That's a legitimate question. Would the 49ers consider it? I just don't think you can do one more year at this contract level, even if he plays very well for the remainder. I think you need to move on to Trey because the advantage of taking the young rookie quarterback is being able to win while he's on the rookie wage scale. And you're really giving up that advantage by keeping Jimmy. The Niners cannot afford him at his current salary. You would need to renegotiate. It's fair to wonder if Jimmy would be open to that renegotiation instead of just getting cut as the alternative or traded to a team he may not like. His no trade clause expires with this league year. So this offseason, when people will want to trade him, when the Niners will look to trade him, will be a time where he can't negate that trade. So would he agree to a reduced salary? Potentially. That's the only way I could see him sticking around. If you can make his salary far more palatable at that point. Brenda coming in with the super sticker to show the love, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Brenda, for being here. Thank you for being a part of the discussion. Sean 951, 11-6. Book it. Kyle unleashes playbook in playoffs. I love it. I love it. Winning out Sean. I love the positivity. I will be just fine sticking to the 10-7 prediction that I had a while back. It certainly isn't the, I think I made a 12-5 prediction at the beginning of the year. Those injuries week 1 certainly hurt my ability to hit that target, but the Niners putting on a show after an inconsistent shot. Ooh. All right, I am torn here. I'll put it up because you paid to put it up, but I'm going to say before I put it up that no, I wouldn't want people to continue this, and I'm going to dispute it. And so I'm putting this comment up to say that I think you're wrong for making this comment. I'm not dragging you. I'm not criticizing. I am criticizing you. I'm not dragging you. I'm not insulting you is what I mean to say. But yeah, I don't get this. I don't get this comment. Cornelio Ortiz. Can I say F Jimmy? You can, but if you're a Niner fan, why? Why are you? I get it if you want to say, dude, I'm frustrated with Jimmy G. Dude, I'm over Jimmy G. Dude, I would like to move on to Trey Lance because I see greater opportunity for success with him. But to say F Jimmy when the dude just came through in the clutch, like we lose this game without the throws Jimmy makes on that overtime drive. That to me is just, I guess I don't get it. I'd be interested to hear why you say that. I'd be interested for you to expand on that thought. But no, I can't get on board with this comment at all. I get the frustration. Can't get on board with it. Ellis 10 wins a win. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right, Breezy Cheeks. I like that name. Jimmy is clutch on 3rd down and 2-minute drill because he is aggressive, but is also causes some game-losing interceptions. We were lucky to avoid one tonight at midfield when the game was tied 20-20. Yes, we were. Luke Luna at Rob Shue. Jimmy made sure not to make mistakes, so he took more sacks and made sure to not hurt the team by taking unnecessary risks. I think he passed the test. I agree with that he did. He did take some sacks in holding the ball so that it wasn't a forced throw or a turnover. So I do think that he deserves credit for that. Some of those felt like he could have thrown them away, though. I will say that my hope was to take fewer of those sacks, but I am glad he took the sacks and not the turnovers. I don't know if this was after I read the comment, but you're there the best. I appreciate it. Thank you. Debo Samuel fan, I understand that we need to be positive and celebrate the win, but we need to come back to reality on Tuesday. Jimmy is not a good quarterback, but an average one. He always does this to us every game. It's hard to critique that comment. I think that's fair to say he is an average one. I think you could make a case that he is a good one. I mean, again, I put him in that 12 to 18 range. So I would say that's good. But I understand people who feel that it's a stronger case toward negativity. I get that. I just want to hear the reasoning instead of just the F him. Tavarius, hell no. Jimmy is not making the case for one more year. Team has to pay other players. I think that's the reality of it, is they cannot afford to bring him back at this point. All right. Ball Black the Rapper. I believe some of us 49ers fans have an unrealistic perception of Trey Lance and his ability to move the offense. He cannot do what Jimmy does. He is not the savior. I do think it's unfair to assume he's the savior and be so certain about it. I think it's reasonable to have faith that his attributes would benefit this offense. But for people who say, like, had you put him in, we'd be better than 6-6 at this point, 7-6 now. That's wild to me. You're just trying to rewrite history. And you can speculate all you want on that. I can't prove you wrong because history already happened. But people who look forward and say he gives me optimism, I guess I get that. But I agree. To be certain that he would contribute more than Jimmy G is a bit of madness. To think that Kyle Shanahan isn't doing everything he can do to win games, to me, is a little bit of madness. So I'm with you here. I think that Kyle's doing what Kyle thinks he needs to do in order to win the game. Lou Hill, really enjoy your show. Jimmy played well. If we can limit mistakes, sky is the limit. Thank you, Lou Hill. Appreciate it. Here we go. Joshua. Brandon needs a sponsorship. Air Ayuk. I will send him a pair of my shoes if that's good enough for a sponsorship. He's sponsored by Rob Shoes Shoes. Is that a good enough? Is that a good enough sponsorship? Get lotion. Rob, you've been drinking lotion, huh? Me too. It just tastes too good. No lotion, just water. Just water in this bad boy. Maybe a little bit of DJ Jones barbecue sauce because it's tasty. And the proceeds go to charity. Karthik, my heart was out of my chest thinking Debo would just be on the ground with pain from his groin, but thankfully he got up every single play. Yes, he did, because that man is tough. He is tough. All right, Mike and Mars, here's at Rob. If you were a betting man, had to put all your money on it, would you bet the Niners to win out? No. I mean, that's my honest answer. I predicted a while back 10-7 as the finishing record. I still think that's a reasonable thought, and that would mean one more loss on the books. I think that still, to me, feels right, that there's a game out there that'll sneak up on us, even if we take the ones where we need to win. All right, Sean 951 saying F Jimmy means you're not a faithful. Facts. I think that it says something about the personality type and just sort of being a little bit too negative in my book, and just being, not being a kind human is kind of where I go with that. I don't get it. I'm with you, Randall, here. F Jimmy makes no sense. But I'll give Cornelio a chance. Just got to make sure that there's no cursing. Okay. Yes, but you promise you lose the same amount of games with Trey Lance than with Jimmy. But how can you say that? How can you be certain? You can't. That's the definition of the fact that you can't go back and rewrite history. I get you believing, but you cannot say that he definitely would have. I get that you want to promise me that, but that promise seems empty, Cornelio. It seems like an empty promise. I'm not clowning. I'm just having fun. All right, here we go with the super chat. Black Caesar. Jimmy Garoppolo has a 90-plus passer rating in 7 straight games. Only Hall of Famer Steve Young, 15 straight, 94-95, has a longer streak among SF quarterbacks since 1950. Black Caesar coming through with the stats. That is a fantastic one. Yes, Steve Young, 15 straight. That guy, what a monster. But Jimmy is doing good things. Let's give him some props for doing good things. Props to Jimmy when he helps with the wins. Breezy cheeks. I was impressed with some throws, especially on the outside to Jennings. The sacks weren't too bad. They were better than turnovers. I will absolutely give credit for that fact. Shib Tiger subbing the content. Love it. If you do like the content, I will say again, because it helps me, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You know it means a great deal. I was hoping to hit over 2,000 subscribers this weekend. I don't know if I'm in any hope of doing that. I sure hope I come close to it, but that'd be a big milestone for me to hit 2K. I was stoked to get to 1,000. I'm even happier to hit 2,000. All right. Luke Luna at Rob Shue. Hating players when they play well and all the other stuff about the team we love, we don't buy that brand. No, it's just not my cup of tea. That's just not what I am drinking tonight. I am drinking victory water. Victory water tastes oh so sweet. AJB. I'm surprised we're ranked number 2 in scoring before the half. Go figure. I didn't see that stat. I need to go in and look it up. Here we go, Sean. 20 teams have Jimmy G's issue. Relax. He good, not great. Well said. That is well said. Randall, sorry, 80s movie moment. Walk Like a Man, Bobo reference. I know movies pretty well. I must have missed that one. Walk Like a Man. That sounds familiar. I think I've seen it, but I don't get the immediate reference. All right. Ouija. Ouija coming in. Mediocre does very little for me. No mobility, no deep threat, no scrambling ability, and can't run very well. Great smile, though. See, that's a well thought out criticism of Jimmy Garoppolo. You can stand on that. I have a hard time proving any of those things to be disingenuous. They're fair critiques. They're things he struggles with. He's not a very mobile quarterback. He does struggle throwing the ball deep. He does not scramble around very much. He cannot run very well. And he does have $1 million smile. Ooh, look at that. Karthik updating Chicago, putting up a fight with Green Bay, 16-14. You know Chicago took offense to the ribbing and shit talking, pardon my French, that Aaron Rodgers said to them in Chicago. And you know they took that personal. I don't know how I let that slip. I'm getting a little tired here. At Rob Shue, let's give Jimmy the respect. He deserves it. He came through with that win. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right. Texas Niner, who I respect his takes. No, speculation about what Trey could do for the Niners offense is looked only into, maybe that was a partial comment there that I didn't catch all of. Oh, no, he clarifies the next one. Only one of two ways. One positive or one negative. I'm not sure I follow, Texas Niner. You're going to have to explain what you mean there. AJB, name of your shoe store? Shoe La La. I like it. I mean, I would have to go sneakerheads, just like the membership here on the channel, becoming a sneakerhead. Here we go, Texas Niner. I don't want to talk bad about Jimmy, especially after a win. That makes two of us. Harold in the building to say go Niners. Yes. Colton, that shoo la la comment had me dead. Do I not get shoo la la? What? You got to explain it to me. Sometimes when I'm going live, things just go right over my head. All right. All right, here we go. Texas Niner. Trey hasn't even started for more than a single game, and he is 21 years old. Yeah, give him some time for sure. Caleb Tipton. Trey is a rookie, and we expect those growing pains. The excitement he brings and the big play ability compared to Jimmy G, it's hard to deny. That is the optimism that I think makes sense for attempting to go the switcheroo route. But to me, it is just, let's get him involved in games. I'm not so sure why it has to be all or nothing. I just want to see some designed plays for the man. I just want to see him working into packages. That is my hope. All right, got a couple more, and then we'll wrap this thing up because we are hitting 2 hours close by. Timothy, is it wrong to want more from our starting quarterback? I want to be able to say we are going to win the game because we have blank. And I'm guessing that would be Trey Lance. Timothy, no, that doesn't seem wrong to me at all. And don't let me tell anybody what is or isn't right to say. I'm just speaking for me personally and what I feel is reasonable to say. But everyone's entitled to their opinions, you know, even if it's against a player on your own team, for sure. All right. Uzagrad. Hey, Shu, do you think our defense won our game more than Jimmy did? No Bosa. Bengals are up a touchdown going into the fourth quarter. If I got to give it to one phase of the team, I got to go special teams. Those turnovers by special teams seem to be the biggest difference in the game. But this felt like all three phases were complementary to each other. Special teams got us up. The defense kept them down up until they couldn't stop the bleeding for a little while. And then the offense resurged. It really, really came together, all three phases. FEMA camp etiquette for dummies. Jimmy G's trade stock is up. Trade him now. The trade deadline passed a while ago. We cannot trade Jimmy right now. Paul, coming in. Love the content as always, Rob. Love seeing your channel grow as I knew it would. Thank you, Paul. You were here early, and I appreciate the support. Luke Luna, that and Jimmy is the best red zone quarterback, number one ranked in efficiency, best on third and fourth down. Please explain to me how that equals trash. I don't know how that equals trash. It's a weird 1 + 1 = 3 type of argument for those that want to say Jimmy G is trash. Fabian, Jimmy hasn't improved since he's been here. Yeah, he's a clutch third down quarterback, but that's it. We play in 10 on 11, not 11 on 11. A lot of teams are playing 10 on 11. There are very few successful running quarterbacks in the league. I mean, you do see what happens to running quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson getting dinged up today. Not to say that doesn't happen to pocket quarterbacks as well, but I think that's why you see Kyle Shanahan wanting Trey Lance to be a pocket quarterback first and foremost, and then the legs being an addition to that. I think that's what he's striving for. Ellis 10, Jimmy G put the 49ers players in a struggling position. Overthrows, underthrows. Kittle almost got a bad hit. Jimmy holds the ball too long. At times he does. I think that's a fair critique. Breezy Cheeks, this offense is designed for Jimmy. Let him finish the season, but trade or release after the season. Trey deserves his own system without competition. He deserves his own system. I don't think he deserves it without. There should always be competition on the team. I think you always want to push someone to be better. I believe that shouldn't be Jimmy Garoppolo in there. All right, Balboa Becker. If we had picked up Rasul Douglas when available, when released, I would give the 49ers a larger possibility to advance deeper in the playoffs. Even still, enjoy that victory water. Oh, I will. All right, Jan, I like this quote from the presser. I need to see it. Ayuk on Jimmy G. Jimmy's a dog. When we're in the huddle and the quarterback has no doubt that we're going to go down the field and win the game, we feel it. We feel it. This is an inspiring comment to me. This is my belief in positivity. This is why when I am at the stadium, I don't yell at my team and boo, and I'm spitting positivity. I'm not trying to have a negative impact on my 49ers. I'm trying to lift them up. And when someone like your quarterback comes out and inspires the rest of the offense like that, you can't tell me that doesn't make a difference. Go watch tape of Russell Wilson. You can critique him all you want, but the man's a miracle maker in the fourth quarter. Watch how confident he is when he walks the sideline and tells everyone on that offense, we're going to win this game. He believes it. He believes it wholeheartedly, and they believe him because of it. I am on board with Ayuk here. There's nothing more inspiring than a leader who can look you in the eye and get you fired up like that. George coming in at Rob Shue. Me and my girlfriend were at the end of our bed that last possession in the fourth quarter and overtime. Glad we came out with the win, Niner gang. As am I. As am I. Dakotak 49. Kittle, baby. He is worth every dollar. That man is a beast. A real beast. The Dark Knight. Jimmy G holds the ball long because people aren't getting open. I mean, you certainly got to look at the tape to confirm that, but you know that that is going to be something to be discussed. Javier wanted to see some sneakerhead patches. I love it. I am working on a design for the logo right now. I got a local guy here in Portland. He's working on the main logo and 2 merch ideas that will be coming soon. As soon as he's able to get the designs back to me. But fingers crossed, that is soon. I told him the urgency. We need to get the sneakerhead gear out there. Let us see. Oh, AJB, the Shoo La La is from The Office. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? All right, here we go. FEMA camp etiquette, interestingly says, that let's make this perfectly clear. This isn't about making the playoffs. It's about Jimmy G being worth more when the 49ers trade him. FEMA camp etiquette for dummies. I cannot disagree with you more. I do not agree with this statement. This is not about trade value for Jimmy Garoppolo. This is absolutely about winning games. This is about saving people's jobs and making the playoffs. And I don't know what to tell you if you think that we're trying to get Jimmy's trade value from a third to a second, and that's why we're doing this. I don't know what to say. Karthik, hear me out. If you ever had a rib injury, touch wood. Not that you will, but always will laugh it off. Rib injuries, forget about it. Super painful. I mean, I don't even want to go there. Joshua, is it me or is the Debo sweep to the outside unstoppable? Seems like a touchdown every time. We block so well in space. It is crazy to me. Crazy. Thomas Luttrell, a play before Montana hit Taylor for the win in the Super Bowl. Montana threw it straight to Billups, and he dropped it. It happens. Thank you, Thomas. We forget about those things and only want to talk about the legends that happen because of beautiful throws. We forget about defensive stops that come after beautiful throws when it's really the defense that hits. Sean 951. end this chat with a bang. Super chat, Rob. We're here 3 hours after the game, getting filled with faithful love and truth. Niner Empire, Rob. Appreciate it. I love the positivity. Hey, you know me. I'm buddies with Grant, and I participate on his channel. I love the discussion, but I love the positivity even more. Even more. All right, here we go. Michael coming in. Hey, Rob, how about them Niners? Let's do it, Niners. Mike from Gonzales, Louisiana. And never talk bad about my team. I appreciate that. We are ending on a positive note. AJB, great show, Rob. See you on the next one. Yes, we will be in tomorrow night. Going to try and have a guest with me. Got to confirm that. Going to have a special Tuesday night episode. Bringing on Vish. If you know, you know. Bringing on Vish for Tuesday. We will have a fantastic show. We will be back. Right now, I'm going to go rest my voice. Thank you for being part of it. We are here, Niner faithful. We are the 6th seed. We are 7-6, and it feels oh so sweet to get a win. Until the next time, Niner faithful, cheers. This one is to you.